There are so many ways that you can invest in real estate in the UK today. But in this video, I'm going to share with you 8 strategies that you can implement and invest in real estate. So stay tuned. Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Abbas Pradhan. I'm a real estate investor and I'm an owner of an estate agency called 10x Rising. On this channel, I shall be sharing with you the insights of what we go through on a day-to-day basis that may help you on your property journey. So if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. Any questions, please put them in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next videos. Right, let's get into it. The first strategy you could use is borrow money of someone else to buy a property outright and then refinance perhaps after adding value. So what you could do, it's quite simple and straightforward. Find an investor, negotiate the terms with them. Let's say you found a property worth £475,000 and let's say refurb work costs £125,000, all in 600k. But when you add value, you expect to be refinancing in the region of 850k. So you know you've got a lot of profit remaining in that. Based on that, you want to negotiate with the lender how much you're willing to pay them. Maybe 10% of their 600,000 over the course of the year. So that's 60k. So it depends what you negotiate. And then have a loan agreement, and maybe you want to give them the first charge on the property until you return them the money. So you want these 2 documents and you want the charge registered as well. So you will need solicitors involved if you're giving away the first charge on the property. Now you can collect that money off them, buy the property, and then add value, then refinance on it. Now when you refinance on it, pay them back, and you've got your profit with you. There is a bit more technicality involved. Anti-money laundering checks, will the lender lend when you refinance? So there are a bit more pieces to the puzzle, but your power team, your mortgage advisors can advise you more. But in brief, this is the one strategy a lot of property investors use, and you can use one too. The second way you can own a property in the UK is via lease option agreements. So you can secure the property now with a purchase price agreed today to purchase, say, 10 years later. So lease option is a strategy used by a lot of people. It helps with cash flow, and you do not need to buy the property now. You've got the purchase price agreed. Now, in today's market, 10 years later, there will be so much equity built in the deal that you will be buying it way below market value. So you'll be getting a good bargain for yourself if you secure a good lease option agreements in a good location. The third way you can do this is by finding a partner. You just need to find a partner that will JV with you, and they will put in the funds, you put in the work, and you guys split the profits. So maybe you do not qualify for a mortgage. Maybe you're a foreigner. Maybe you do not have good lending history. So the lenders are not going to be willing to lend you the money for real estate investing. So you can get a partner on board. Give them majority shares so that you're not being loaded by extra percentages on your interest rate. Give them more shares. You take less shares. Have a JV agreement of how you're going to be splitting the profits. And there you have it. You've got someone else to put in the money. You do the work, split the profits. That's a wonderful way to boost yourself through the real estate ladder by leveraging other people's money and, of course, the bank's money as well. The fourth way you can invest in real estate is by crowdfunding. Now, when you do this, you want to be very wary and cautious of the FCA regulations. You don't want to be breaking the law if you're advertising to be raising funds. So you want to be aware of that. But to give you a brief insight of how that works is you've got a pool of people. They're all trusting you with the money. You've got a ton of money now and you're the manager of it. And you choose where to invest using their money. And then you have to just give them their agreed shares or returns back. So you're the manager of their money. That's called crowdfunding. But of course, be quite wary and cautious about the FCA regulations. Speak to a solicitor who can guide you a lot more on this. The fifth way you can invest in real estate is by putting money into REITs. That's real estate investment trust. I personally don't do that, but there are people who do prefer to do that. Very hands off. The yields are quite low, but it is very hands-off and can be quite safe as well. I don't invest in REITs. I'm not going to be talking too much about it. I just wanted to share with you a strategy that some investors do use, and now you could perhaps use it too. The sixth way you can buy property is by finding a wonderful below market value property that you know the value of this should be, say, 350,000, but because the seller is so desperate and you've convinced them that maybe you're a cash buyer and you can close within 7 days, and you're not going to take out any legal searches on the property, you're going to be just taking out indemnity insurances, and you will complete within 7 days or even 3 days, and he's willing to knock off a lot of money off the purchase price or the asking price for you to complete that, because money now is more useful than money 3 months later. So because of that, you've secured yourself a beautiful deal way below market value, and you're having wonderful yields of 14-15% cash and cash. You can refinance that, and you've got yourself a wonderful deal with very little money stuck in the deal. The seventh way you can invest in real estate is by house flipping. You buy a property using a mortgage. If it qualifies, you're going to spend your time refurbishing it, painting, new carpets, permitted development rights if you want to extend the property, all that stuff. You have 6 months until you can refinance. So you do that, you can have almost nothing stuck in the deal, maybe even get a profit back out, and you're having wonderful yields. A lot of people do that. That is one strategy you can use as well, house flipping. The eighth way you can invest in property is the most usual, ordinary way that everyone uses to invest in real estate. That is buying buy to let. Buy a single family home, put a tenant in there, have the rent while paying off your mortgage payments, maintain the property, and you have some good returns. So there you have it. These are the 8 strategies, but I have one bonus for you as well. One thing that you can do is that if you do not want to get out there starting to invest with your hard-earned money, what you can do is spend a bit money to refurb your own property. Add value to your own property. Build up equity in your own property that you can then refinance. When you refinance it, you're going to pull out your own money that you already invested, but you'll also have made some more profit on it that you can then decide on which strategy to go on to. A lot of people do this. Also, people who are not property investors tend to do this. They buy their own home, live in it, add value. That gives them a bit of refurb development experience. It's very different to development, but gives you a bit of experience on how to deal with builders, how you need to manage them, manage the time, the supply material, how you're going to budget everything. It gives you a good experience on how to handle these things. You've added value in your own property. So even if things go wrong, hey, it's still your property. So you're going to benefit from it anyway. But you can refinance it then, and then you can get onto the property journey. So I hope you've enjoyed this content. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts are. Are there any other strategies that you generally use? Maybe I have missed out on this video. Do let me know. I'll be quite curious to know. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.